Hey everyone, it's day 7 of my game design sketch challenge. It's Tuesday, so that means it's a two-player game day. I made a little two-player game that's a competitive two-player game about battling and capturing cards. I'm calling it Standoff because I couldn't think of a better name. The game is about capturing cards, as I said, and you do that through a series of battles, and I'm going to show you how that works now. You start the game by dealing 5 cards to each player, sit across from the table from each other. And at the start of the game, you're going to build a small battlefield with 3 armies for each player on their side of the field. So this phase happens simultaneously, but you do it 1 card at a time. So this player is going to choose a 7 here and place that out at the center of the table. This player is going to choose a card and place that face down there. When both players have placed their card, they get flipped up so that both players can see the current state of this battle. So each pair of cards that's across from each other represents 1 battle. Right now, the player across from me is winning the battle with an 8 over my 7. Now each player picks a second card to place in the center of the table. So I'm going to place the 2 here. This player is going to place this card, and then we flip them up. So aces are low in this game. So this is a 1, this is a 2, so I'm currently winning this battle. And then for my third army, I'm going to select the 8, place that in the center of the table, and this player is going to place this card. So this player played a 10, which is higher than my 8, so they're currently winning the battle. So that ends the first phase of this round. There are 3 battles that take place, and we each have 2 cards that are left. The object of the game is to capture cards by having a higher total of army units in a given battle than your opponent. So this player here has 10 units and I have 8, so they're currently winning this battle. I have 2 to their 1, I'm winning this battle, and they have 8 to my 7, so they're winning this battle. The player who's winning the most battles at the end of phase 1 starts phase 2. So this happens by taking a card out of their hand and playing it behind one of these cards to fortify their units. The person who wins a battle wins all of the cards involved in that battle, and each of those cards is worth 1 point at the end of the game. So the values of the cards is only important for the battling, but is not important at the end of the game. So this player decides they have the best chance of winning this battle here with the 10 and the 8, and decides to fortify it by adding that. I might decide that because I have this card where 10 face cards are worth 10, aces are worth 1, that I want to fortify my army here and try and take this 8 and 7. And then this player decides that they're going to try and capture my 2, even though they were losing this battle. And I might decide that maybe I'm going to go after this one and try and fortify it a bit. You can play multiple cards behind the same army, that's fine. And once that's done, you resolve each battle. So we're going to flip this up. So I've got 17 units to their 8, so I capture these cards. They go off to the side for tracking at the end of the game. They played a 10 behind their ace, so they have 11 to my 2, so they obviously capture this. And here they've got 19 to my 15, so they capture all 4 of these cards. So at the end of the first round, they've captured 7 cards and I've captured 3. You repeat this 4 times, 4 rounds each time, doing the same thing, and at the end of 4 rounds, whoever has the most cards is the winner. I should say if there's a battle and there's a tie, those cards, that battle and those cards stay on the board until the next round, and then you play out 3 new armies in addition to the existing one. And you play it out the same way, so you can reinforce that one to try and capture it. So that's the game. I didn't actually set out to design a game that was like this, another battling game like I did last week. I originally started designing a game that involved collecting certain cards of certain values, but it kind of just fell into this one, and I'm not sure whether this is better or worse than the direction I was heading, but this is just the kind of way that the design happened to go in the time that I had. It's kind of one of the limits of the 30-minute time limit that I impose on myself for these design exercises. But I think there's something kind of cool here. One of the decisions I haven't quite settled on is whether or not to score at the end of the game, whether you whether scoring an individual point for each card is better than scoring the value of the cards. I did it that way because it seemed onerous to have to calculate sort of high summations by summing a whole bunch of cards. But I think by making them all worth the same value, I may have removed a bit of strategy from the choices about where you play armies to reinforce and where you play armies to battle, because the cards not having different values at the end of the game means that there may be fewer strategic choices. So that's kind of a decision that I'm not sure I made quite the right choice with, but maybe I'll try playing it a few more times and see how it works, and see how it affects the game, because making these kinds of changes to these very quick designs and then seeing how they feel is sort of the main idea behind this exercise, is me learning to be a better designer by understanding the dynamics of these games a little bit better. So thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with a 3-player game, and I will see you then. Bye.